He could be the next Australian MMA featherweight champion. And we got him
Ladies and
here.
gentlemen, this is your main event.
Live from HBF Stadium Festival Hall. Melbourne Pavilion.
Not even backstage, we're literally outside. Was that the best fight card in Australian MMA history?
Call me crazy, but make sure you call me when I'm right.
Be good if the Aussie MMA Instagram page would give us a bit of glow up because we're killing it.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Australian MMA podcast. Today's guest is Alastair Volders out of Absolute MMA. He is taking on Val Sharipov Friday, the 11th of October, Melbourne Pavilion in Melbourne for Rogue Championship. Now, Rogue kind of put on by Absolute MMA's head coach, Simon Carson, of which Ali Volders fights out of. He's taking on Adrenaline MMA's Val Sharipov. Both guys very, very highly touted sort of new crop featherweights coming through. So very stacked division, very exciting division. And these two young guys are... one of them will probably be, winner of type thing by midway next year. You could see fighting for a title if they keep their run on. That's how good these guys are getting. Ali Volders joins the show. He's very interesting, unique, quirky, as they call it, type of kid. He moved from Queensland, just packed up his life and drove down to Melbourne and started training out of Absolute MMA. And everyone knows Absolute MMA, of course, the home of some of the best MMA fighters going around. Of course, Khan Offley in Tough. You've got Jack Jenkins, obviously a superstar in the UFC. We talk lots about him. Joseph Luciano, who's in Bellator, and sort of headed by the great Simon Carson. So, look, absolute stacked gym, and Ali Volders is really, really climbing the ranks. We talk about kind of why he ended up training there, sort of his bond with everyone else, kind of the work he's been doing with the emerging UFC superstar that is Jack Jenkins. But Ali Volders is kind of one of a kind. He's a unique guy. I've said that about 4 times because he really is quite unique. But look, stick around. If you want to check out the fight, you can buy tickets online at Rogue. Hit up Rogue MMA on Instagram, or I think there's a website. I should know this because I'm a professional. Friday, the 11th of October, it kicks off. Check it out, or you can buy the pay-per-view stream. But Ali Volders, Val Sharipov is definitely a fight you don't want to miss. So, ladies and gentlemen, after we hear from... No. Okay, we got a new sponsor coming, but it's not there yet. So... okay, one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, after messages from PRP Global on the other side, Ali Volders.
Fuel the fight with Australian-made MMA-inspired streetwear and support the next generation of MMA superstars. Delivering unprecedented support to the Aussie MMA scene, support PRP Global on their journey. 100% of profits go to the fighters. Check PRP Global out today.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. A very requested guest, Mr. Ali Volders. Mate, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for having me on, mate.
Oh, mate, I've heard nothing but get Alastair Volders on the show, and it had nothing to do with your fighting. First of all, mate, taking on Val Sharipov at Rogue. Are you excited to get back in the cage?
Yeah, definitely. I had my last fight in March, and it's been a bit of time since then. Just had some things happen, so I couldn't get back in there sooner. Like injuries and stuff like that, but it's all good now. Got a good matchup, undefeated dude, 2 Melbourne locals going at it. I'm pretty keen.
Yeah, no, if this feels like your first, I don't know, this will sound so disrespectful, but like your first real fight. Like, do you know what I mean? Like in the sense of like this, you win this one, everyone's going to start talking about like Ali Volders.
Yeah. Like after this one, like get through this one, then it's like, onto the bigger fights, like title contention, I think, things like that.
Yeah, you've been a bit of a sleeper. Like I feel like most Absolute MMA guys like always have like the microscope on them. And what's weird is you also talk shit, but for some reason you've just kind of just slid under the radar a bit. Why do you think that is?
I'm not sure. I've only been with the team for about 2 years. I feel like maybe because I came from a small gym, people didn't really pay much attention to me as an amateur, even though I was getting like good knockouts, things like that, putting on good fights. But, now people are taking notice, but I think everything's just to do with like good timing. But I don't really mind. I keep doing my thing, and if people take notice, great. I love it. But it's about time, you know.
What gym did you come from?
I came from a small little family gym in Brisbane called Assassin MMA.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the only other fighter there at the time was Paul Logar.
Yeah.
So we used to be partners, and same with Dom Marfan. We were all training partners for a good few years, and then everyone sort of split up, and we all went our separate ways.
Why? What happened there?
Just some like internal drama, things like that. Yeah, nothing too crazy. There was just a few people left. And then it just got to the point where I was like, you know, if I want to get like where I want to go, maybe it is time to depart. But I got nothing but good things to say about that gym. The head coach there, Marcus, he gave me so much. He gave me a good foundation. You know, you just look at Paul. That's sort of what he puts into every fighter, that heart, that grit, that, you know, never say die attitude. So I'm really grateful, and I love my time there. I'm still in touch with him and all that.
So did you say Dom FM was there?
Yeah, we were main training partners for like 4 years, I want to say. Like I remember when he first started.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you left the entire state.
Yeah.
Why that bad, eh?
Nah, not that bad. I just thought, you know, like cut out everything, cut out all the distractions. I was originally born in Melbourne, so I thought, you know, like fuck it, like it's pretty good character development to just move states. So drove down here, 22-hour drive, like chucked my girl in the car. She came down with me, which is pretty cool. And everything we owned was in the car, and we just drove one night and got here.
Was she in the front or the back?
No comment. No. She was in the front, and we had two cats in the car as well, so it was quite the journey.
Oh wow. So when did the dream start, and kind of what is the dream?
Yeah, it started probably when I was fresh out of high school, you know, not really knowing what I want to do, I guess like any kid there. And I just thought like no matter what I do, like I didn't want to live a life of normalcy, just try something new. Like didn't want to get an office job or anything like that. And then right as high school finished, I just started training and I fell in love with it. I was never really into fighting or sports or anything really when I was growing up, except like, I don't know, like pro wrestling. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then just the community, the people in it, like they really like kept me around, stuck me around, like set a goal, drive towards it, and then I had my first fight, and the rest was history.
Were you like a good athlete growing up?
No, not really. I was all right, you know, like I was always like a little bit athletic, but you know, I bounced around playing different sports, footy, rugby, soccer, things like that, a little bit of BMX and skating, and then just tried MMA and just fell in love with it and just started grinding.
Do you remember your first ever like knockout, whether it was training or a fight or anything like that?
Like me knocking someone out?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Was it training or was it a fight?
No, it was in five. Never knocked anyone out in training. I think that's a bit dog, unless it's to the body. You know, they can cop it to the body, but to the head, I feel like that's a bit dog. Yeah, no, it was on Eternal, my first fight in Eternal. Some dude was like spamming overhand rights, and I caught him with the knee, and he went down. And I was like, holy shit! And then it's happened a few times now, so it's a little bit less surprising now.
Yeah, is it one of those things where like when you put someone out that you're like, oh shit, I'm one of them guys, like I can do that.
Yeah, I really didn't think I was that guy until I became that guy. Especially like it happened. I think I was like 19, like so skinny, like string bean, like fucking ghostly white. I knocked out this like adult with a beard and dreadlocks. Oh, damn, fuck, sucks to be you.
That's so cool. And mate, what do you do to like support yourself? You know, are you working on the side or what's the deal?
Yeah, so when I first started, I had like warehouse jobs, mainly like furniture building, furniture removaling, and then right before I left Brisbane, I was working like a wood shop, so I'd make like luxury Japanese beds, folding futons, things like that. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. It's just me and this one old fella. Like we made really high quality stuff. I got a fucking needle through my hand one time right before I left.
Oh, really?
And then yeah, but when I came to Melbourne, actually, I wasn't really on the team. Like I spoke to Simon a little bit and just said, look, I'm coming down, but nothing was like locked in or anything. I didn't even have a job when I came down, so it was quite a gamble. So I was pretty broke for that first year, especially. But I just worked. I worked at this gym called Tribute Boxing, like a boxing gym, and then I also started working Absolute. Just a little bit here and there, like you know. And then, but now it's pretty like I work quite a lot now, just in the gym, PT, things like that. So like I'm in the gym pretty much all day. I love it.
Why'd you pick Absolute MMA?
One time I just Googled best gyms in Australia and it came up, and that was one part of it. Like in 2019, I was looking at it, but then obviously COVID happened, and then I thought like because the big problem like the gym I was at. There was no one on my side. There was like
Mm.
Paul, like Dom, obviously, but like Dom had left as well. And he's lightweight now, and I just thought like, where's all the good featherweights? And came up with Absolute like Jack, Sam, Khan, all those boys, and I thought, fuck it, I'll get in that mix. I'll like show them what's up, and yeah, it's been pretty good so far.
Well, I was talking to Jack, and Jack Jenkins said that you probably gave him about 50 rounds in the lead up to his UFC fight. What's it like, kind of getting a guy like that ready, who really is kind of heading to the top?
It's pretty sweet, honestly. Like when I first came, I think he was the first UFC fighter I'd ever met. So I was a little bit starstruck, obviously, like, oh my gosh, like it's Jack Jenkins, like fanboy. Obviously I'd never told him that until now. But it's really sweet. Like, I get to see that level because I'd never really seen that UFC level firsthand. And it's just awesome. Like, I feel like I get a lot out of it. It's my like privilege and honor to help him get ready for his UFC fight. It was tough work, don't get me wrong, but I feel like I put in my own fight camp then for him, and now I did my own fight camp for Val. So it's like 2 camps back to back, 16 weeks. It's pretty mental.
What have you learnt from Jack? Is it kind of out of the cage stuff, in the cage stuff, like how to be a pro? Like, what have you learnt from him?
Yeah, just how you should conduct yourself, like as a professional. Just shut up and do the work, things like that. Be good to the people around you. I feel like I already knew that sort of stuff, but it's good to see it firsthand, especially from, I'd say, like a role model.
Yeah, because Jack said like a lot of people helped him, and he was like, oh, a lot of gifts are coming their way. And I keep asking, did Jack Jenkins buy you anything?
You got me that car back there, a brand new Honda 210 2003.
Well, isn't it? I'm pretty sure there's like some video going around that, like, because I'm not a game guy or anything, but like Aftershock or something, didn't he like give you like some fancy keyboard once upon a time?
Yeah. It was after my pro debut. He gave me I think a keyboard and like a keyboard pad thing, and he said I only get it if I win, but he didn't tell me that until right before I walked out. So I was like, shit, got to win now.
What if you lost? Like, do you reckon you still would have got it?
I don't know. I don't think so, to be honest.
But Jack is a bit like that too. Like he's like, if you didn't win, he probably wouldn't have ever mentioned it again.
Yeah, if he says something he's going to do, he's probably going to do it. And Simon was there. I feel like he wouldn't have cracked with Simon there.
Yeah, it's true. Where do you reckon you get Jack? Like, where does he struggle against you in training?
Where does he struggle against me?
Yeah.
Or the trash talk? He's pretty good across the board. I'll give him that. But I'm coming for him. It's only a matter of time.
In a situation like that, where you're like a young up and coming fighter, Jack's kind of in the UFC now. I think people from the outside go, if you give him 50 rounds, like, you're not losing every single round, are you?
You'd hope not.
That's what I mean.
Nah,
like, yeah.
Not every round. I get some.
Yeah, surely you go, and then you go, let's call it there. Like,
yeah, I think I get the pity round.
Well, this is what they always talk about as well, because like Simon, like Joseph Luciano talks about like Simon, that like he's still Thanos in the gym, like he still can whoop everyone. Is that true?
Yeah, definitely. Like if he wants to, he could just switch it on and whoop us. So I think he was doing the 430 featherweight sparring not too long ago, and he was swinging on me.
Is that why? Because he's like a light heavyweight.
Yeah, I'd say heavyweight, but yeah. Nah, he's good. I really like Simon.
Do you reckon he could still compete?
Yeah, if he wanted to. Obviously, like his body's pretty banged up right now. Like he's been doing a bit of boxing lately, so I think maybe he might get on one of them Aussie boxing shows and tell him, like, show him what's up, get the bag.
What's because I mean, people don't know as well, like Simon spends like a lot of his own money, like flying half of you guys around. He employs half of you, which surely can't be a great investment. So he does a lot. Like, what's something about Simon that kind of people don't know, or like people that, because he stays in the background a bit.
Yeah, he doesn't like to take a lot of the attention, especially like away from the fighters when they win. Even if he try to give.
He doesn't do videos about it and show everyone about how he planned it.
He does a little bit, but like he doesn't like to take like he lets us have all the credit, which is like really selfless. Like I think people don't know about Simon. Like he's selfless. He puts us first, and we all really appreciate him. He's great. He's been so good to me. He gave me a job. He gave me a team. He gave me everything in Melbourne, pretty much.
So he sort of just like sorts you out in terms of like being a coach for the gym and that sort of stuff. Like, do you have to do any other work around that, or do you have to find your own PTs? How's that work?
Yeah, yeah. Like occasionally, like if the PTs are inquiring at the gym, like they'll send us our way. But yeah, pretty much. Like I came here and I was here for a few months, and then one of the coaches got sick. I got like a film role, and he was happy with me, so he gave me like a lot of work in the city gym. So yeah, he gave me a job.
Yeah, he said the other day you guys were like sparring or doing something, and he put you with Adnan Larry and Sam, and you were like, "What's up, my
Yeah,
African brothers?"
yeah. Team Africa, I think I said. I was like local DDP, you know. People don't know I got that 2%, man. Come on.
Who is who are you like? Who are your boys? Who are your main guys that you sort of train with and get along with at the gym?
I'd say Jack, Sam, few of the young boys, Mason, the Otto, like the featherweight crew. There's an amateur called Otto, and then the welterweights as well. Dylan, you know, me and Dylan have a bit of banter. Sam Miles, we have good fun. And then Joe Luciano, I'm pretty close to Joe, to be honest. He's another like him and Jack are like probably my two biggest role models in the gym.
And what's been your hardest sort of moment, hardest hurdle to get through in your MMA career?
That's a good one. Losses. I'd say like losses. When I lost that Luke Vidler, my last like amateur fight, that was a pretty big hurdle for me. You know, I got stopped, and you know, I was pretty rough. Especially like I was like, oh, I'm never gonna get stopped, and then I got stopped. So fuck. But then after that, that's when I decided to leave. So like dealing with the loss, and then right after that, like a couple months later, I decided to leave the gym, so move states, and then not having a job in a new city, that was pretty tough as well. You know, just being like broke really broke, but it's good. It was lessons, personal growth, things like that.
What's the family situation like? Do they support you? What's the whole deal with that?
Yeah, so I was actually born in Melbourne, so I've got like extended family down here, and then my immediate family's back up north, obviously like raised with them and stuff like that. I'd say like it took them a long time to come around to it. They tried to talk me out of it for a long time, and I just said like whatever, like I'm not listening to you guys. Uh, they've only just started watching it live. They've never been, and I don't think they will come to a live fight. They watch it on the telly. But yeah, they like it now. Now that I'm like making it like as a pro, they like it now. But when I first started, yeah, there was a bit of tension.
And that's do they know how good you are yet?
I don't know. I think they're getting around to it. They'll see October 11th on Rogue live on pay-per-view.
Because you've got a bit of Dan Bradshaw about you, you know what I mean? You got a bit of like, I'm goofy, but deep down I can smash people. Like
Yeah, yeah.
is that part of it? Obviously Dan Bradshaw from Street X, but is that part of like do you enjoy that aspect of it?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, like I'm just being myself, you know, like I feel like too many people take themselves way too seriously, especially fighters, you know, and like the fundamentals are all there. I do the work, I show up to fight, I try to whoop people's ass, entertaining, things like that. Like it's like I'm never outside the gym or slacking off outside the gym, but like I just try to enjoy it. Like I just have fun with it. Like it's just me having fun, messing around a little bit. And yeah, tends to work.
Has anyone ever gotten like really mad at you?
No, I don't think so. Like obviously, like there's a little bit of tension sometimes, but no, I don't think anyone's ever gone like proper mad at me, and I've never really been like that mad myself. But yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, would you like to have a really, really heated bout going in, or do you kind of like it being like quite jovial?
I like both. Like I would love to have like a heated bout, get into it at the weigh-ins, things like that. I don't know. We'll see the kind of energy Val shows up with, but like unless like they start talking shit, I'm probably not going to show up like that. I'm just going to like, you know, play it how it is. Try not to put anything on and just be myself. And if myself is like pissed off, that'll be that.
Yeah, Val seems quite like I don't think I've ever heard him talk. Where you is the opposite. Where like so, in terms of going up against Val, have you kept an eye on him? Kind of, are you familiar with his game?
Yeah, a little bit. He's been on my radar for a bit, like a minute now. Obviously, you know, being a regional featherweight, obviously, like we look at all of them. But you know, 3-0. There was talks of us fighting a little bit ago, and then fell through, and now we are fighting again. So Yeah, no, I've had a little bit of a look at him, and then I saw his interview he did for the Rogue promo. He actually seems like pretty respectful and nice. I had this image of him in my head as like, I don't know, a meathead, but he was actually really respectful and nice. So, yeah, I've got to give him that.
Really? You thought he was meathead?
Yeah, well, I've never met him. I just heard like, I don't know, he's a bit emotional and things like that. But he's skilled, and I think he's like a bit down to earth as well. So it should be a good fight. I'm looking forward to it.
And like we talked about earlier, do you think this fight sort of like really launches you onto people's radars?
I think it depends how it goes down. If I win a boring decision, probably not. If I go there and I spark him in the first or second round, or even submit him, yeah, I think it will. But I feel like I'm already on people's radars. I just need one or two extra of those like stand-up performances, and then I'll be in like the talks of the top 5 in Australia, things like that.
Does it make you mad because Simon could have made this a title fight but didn't?
Well, I think he's trying to protect his boy Jack. Jack's the road champ. I think he wants him to hold on to that belt for a little bit longer, and then I might have to call him out post-fight, or start fighting him in the back.
Yeah.
Things like that. All I want to say is unofficial road champ right here.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. I was like, does it switch hands at training, like after each round?
No comment.
Now, mate, before I let you go, what's your sort of day look like day to day? Obviously, you're out enjoying the beautiful 15 minutes of Melbourne weather right now. But what is it like? What does it look like? Get up, training, work, like take us a day in the life of Ali Volders.
Yeah, so usually I get up pretty early around like 6:30. Do like I'll just walk you through today. So I woke up early. I'm doing this interview now. Media obligations. They all want me. And then I do a little bit of lifting, like some strength and conditioning, and then morning training, usually about 2.5 hours. And then I'll have some lunch, a little bit of study, things like that, chill out. And then afternoon training, usually about 2 to 4, and then work all night. So I'm usually out of the house from like 6 till like 9 p.m.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So,
grinding.
Study. What are you studying?
Oh, just like study fights, things like that. Like
really?
Yeah. No, I don't go to uni, bro. Come on. I did one semester at uni, and then I dropped out and said I'm fighting.
Oh, what was that? What were you studying?
Journalism.
You're a journalist?
Yeah.
Bro.
I thought I'll let Mitch have that. I'll let Mitch have that job.
That would have been great.
Imagine if we switched places.
Oh, jeez, yeah. Nah, there's every single time. I think when I do like one sparring, like, you know what I mean? Like a Friday night sparring, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? Fuck
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it. And then literally I wake up on Saturday, I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
My body hurts.
Go back to the pub.
But like, you look good because you've just sparked some like 45-year-old father of 3, and you're like, yeah, fucking, I know some promoters. I'm gonna give them a call. Let's do this. And then it's like, no.
Well, I used to teach kids class, and I feel pretty like hot shit sparring them, and then I jump into the pro sparring.
Well, that's like too. Like I coach like kids jiu-jitsu, and I'm like, I feel like a coral belt. Like you're like, oh, and this is a guillotine. Everyone's like, what? And you're like, yeah, I know some shit. Like, what are you gonna do?
Take no, kid.
Nah, it's cool as shit. Do you enjoy coaching?
Yeah, I love it. I've been coaching for a long time. Like I used to coach kids in Brisbane, and then I'd coach in Brisbane. Obviously adults, and now I coach like a lot of like intro classes, like more beginner level, and then also like a few like intermediate and advanced ones. And I love every second of it most of the time. Sometimes it gets a bit tough, like when I'm cutting weight, it's like the 4th hour deep, and some like guy asked me like dumb question, keep my cool. But no, I love it. Like I love talking to people, and I love being around people. And, coaching, you meet so many like people from different walks of life, and it's a good market to sell your fights as well, sell tickets. And no, I really like it. I like watching them progress and like taking a back step. And it's like, I'm still in the gym, I'm still doing techniques, and I jump in with them a lot of the time, so I'm still training too. It's good, and I love it.
Do you like, is there like a bit of tension if like Raja or someone is like teaching the advanced class and you're just being asked to teach the intro class? Do you feel like Simon's like, oh, well, he thinks Raja's smarter?
Nah, not at all. Raja's been here for a long time. He's got a lot of fights, and I'm really happy with my place at Absolute. But working my way up slowly but surely. I plan to be here for a long time, and take everyone as far as I can with me.
And who do you want to get the better of in training, and then who do you kind of want to fight on the scene?
Get the better of myself in training from the day before, I'd say.
Oh,
Yeah, and
lame.
then fuck off. Nah, just all the like the big dog featherweights there, Sam Jack. But like we're all in together, we're all working together. But obviously I wanna, whoop them all eventually. In a friendly way, in a training partner way, obviously. And then on the scene, just everyone, all the good names, all the featherweights, I guess, maybe even a lightweight, things like that. But like the Aussie featherweight division is pretty stacked. Like it's on fire right now. Like I'd say out of all the divisions, I'd say featherweight's like the most stacked for sure.
So there's no one out there that you're like, oh man, I really want to get in the ring with Van Heerden, or there's no one like, there's no like name that's like pinned up on your board or anything like that.
Nah, not really, to be honest. Like just whatever's there. Like I plan on fighting like whoever's in front of me next. Like I just talked to Simon, what do you reckon about this and that? And he says, yeah, let's do it, or things like that. And so yeah, like obviously like there's like the young crop right now, and then like the people that have been there for a while. Just want to get through them all. But all the fights are exciting. There's no real like boring fights, things like that. And I feel like I can have a bit of fun with everyone there. Like there's a lot of personalities in the featherweight division. So yeah, it's exciting. It's an exciting time to be an Australian regional MMA fighter.
It definitely is, mate. Now, before I let you go, after it's all said and done, how does Alastair Volders want to be remembered in mixed martial arts?
It's a big question, Mitch. I would say just a man of the people. Someone who puts on exciting fights, true to himself, good to the people around him, wins a lot of fights. Obviously, I would love that. And yeah, just myself, to be honest. Just big out.
I love it, mate. All right, where can people get tickets?
People can get tickets online. The link is in my bio, or go to roguemma.com.au. Buy tickets October 11th. Melbourne Pavilion, me versus Val, 2-0 versus 3-0, two undefeated local Melbourne boys going at it. See who's next for the strap. Next in line to fight Jack. And yeah, we'll see you there.
I love it, brother. Take it easy. And
thank you so much, Mitch. See you later. Thank you.
See you later, brother.